Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak, and I happen to have two people here today. Of course, I am always blessed to have my producer, director, head chief writer, and correspondence,
Goldilocks herself.
Goldilocks herself,
Yeah.
Dolores, and also somebody I work with in HR. We're not going to talk about work, but we're going to talk about a little bit of stuff that she does. Liz,
Hey,
hi, how are you?
Welcome, Liz.
Welcome
thanks
to
for
the
having me,
podcast.
guys.
Yeah. I know we've been trying to coordinate something, but apparently I have a busy life and I've just not been able to line up calendars.
Wait, I just want to say I've been trying to do this for like 2 years.
I
Okay.
know, I know.
We
So
stay busy.
Yeah, well, and I mean, this weekend we're busy. We we didn't plan on it, but like, stuff just keeps coming up, you know? You try to live life.
Actually, we do plan it. I mean, I have people at work tell me all the time, I want to be you when I grow up.
Well, I've
We
heard
do stay busy.
she said that too. She's like, I
Yeah.
want to be you guys when I grow up.
yeah,
But so you get to a point in your life when you're like, okay, I've done the things, I've raised the kids. Now it's just us. We're sitting around. What are we doing? And then suddenly your wife hooks you up on a play date with another husband and you get along. And then
Yeah.
suddenly it's like you're hanging out and you're like, what are you going to do next weekend? I don't know. Let's do this. Okay. And
We stay busy.
and we just keep finding stuff to
Yeah.
do.
I'm gonna join y'all's friend group.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty entertaining,
This
but
weekend has been
it's not
the
for the
gas
weary.
pedal has been just on the floor.
It is not for the weary at all.
No.
Have you ever been on a river float before, like going down the river
Well,
on the tube?
wait. First, Friday. We didn't get home to 10 p.m. Friday.
What
What
y'all
did we
do
do
Friday?
Friday?
Friday, we went to Buddy's Burger and we went to Reggae in the Park, Locomotive
Yes.
Brewing, and it was
Oh.
fantastic.
A couple of weeks ago, they hosted a thing for Yacht Rock. I told you about the Yacht Rock thing.
Mhm.
And Lori was looking on her phone and she was like, "Hey, if we come back in a couple
Yeah.
weeks, they're doing a reggae in the park." And you're like, "I like reggae music. Let's go."
Are you familiar with where that all that's
Right,
located?
yeah.
Right. Okay. So they've been doing music on Friday evenings, and you just bring a bag chair. Everybody sits out, and it was really really nice this past Friday.
They have a good vibe out
They
there.
do. They
They
do.
do. I like the fact that it's tied into the park where the walking trail ends
Yeah.
up. And now they have that thing with the kayaking and canoeing with the boats.
Yeah, very 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I just learned recently because I was over at Naturally Outdoors on a Saturday, and one person owns all of that, but they've like leased the different little businesses out,
Mhm.
and their goal is to have like a very just a communal type park where people can
Mhm.
get together and eat and listen to music. I think the owners are kind of going for a vibe like some of the bigger towns like Greenville has.
Yeah.
And we've been going for a while now, and it is gradually growing. It really is.
Yeah.
Friday night, the weather was nice. It turned out to be a lot cooler than we thought it was going to be. And
Yeah, when we got off Friday, it was so stinking hot.
know.
And I was like, am I in an oven? This is ridiculous. I do not want to hang out
Yeah.
at this thing.
But
And then
the-
all of a sudden it cooled off. And I was like, oh,
well, a little storm
hey.
came up, but it
Yeah.
did not rain that evening, and it was really nice. I would go back. There was a lot of people, a good mixture of people. People were
Yep.
really enjoying the music.
Young and old.
Yeah.
Different races, backgrounds, everything. Everybody's having a good time.
That's exactly what
You
we
know.
need,
Yes,
guys.
yeah.
In the
Even
world.
even
Yeah.
Lori was like, she was like, I was really surprised to see everybody just having such a great time. And even you made a comment. You were like, I think this was even more fun than the Yacht Rock.
Yes, and we found ourselves not leaving until I want to say probably close to 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
party animals.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, that's
and
late
then
for us.
yeah, and then we had to grocery shop and some other things because we had a full day yesterday with a tubing adventure.
We knew we were going to go tubing and we knew that we needed groceries. And it was like, okay, how are we going to squeeze all this in? We got to go to the grocery store right now.
Yeah.
But also we had to get life preservers because I didn't know it. But apparently, if you go on the water, there's some municipalities that you have to have a life preserver available with you or on. Otherwise, DNR can like fuss at you and give you that finger wave thing
Ooh,
Actually,
that's
they can
scary.
find you.
or that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes, I-
picturing the finger wag, but apparently they can find you as well. But we had to go get life
Where do they
preservers.
sell those at?
Oh,
question.
Good question. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we left dinner going, maybe Walmart. But you know how Walmart is when you go in and like you might go to an aisle and there's nothing there. We had the thing of going, what if we get there and there's nothing? Like we got to have this crap for the morning. We're taking off early. And Doris made a comment, as we were going that way, passing by Academy Sports. I think either I mentioned or you mentioned,
Yeah,
hey, let's
we
check in
just-
here and just see what they have. because I know they have some boating stuff and fishing stuff, and I
And
was
it was
like,
a little bit before 9 because I actually looked and they don't close till 10.
yeah, we
So
were pulling in the parking lot, going, are they going to close right now? Like, nope, we got an
You're
hour.
those
I think there was,
people.
yeah. I think there was 2 other people
Coming
in the store
sideways.
besides us, but we did some shopping there. Then we went
Yeah.
over to Walmart.
And
But
it's actually pretty expensive to get a Life Vest.
Good to know.
From
Yeah.
Academy Sports, the cheapest ones we found were $39 a piece,
I don't remember. They were more expensive.
$29 a piece.
Oh,
We
wow.
bought two, we
$29 a
bought we
piece.
actually went over to Walmart and found them and bought 2 at
Mhm.
Walmart for less than 1 at Academy
Yeah.
Sports. So
They were like $13 a piece at Walmart.
Okay. Good
And
to
I was
know.
like, okay. But also, it is one of those things where I know that if we didn't stop, we would have got to Walmart and the shelf would have been empty and would have been like, oh no, now we don't have it.
Yeah, that's also my luck. So
yes.
Yeah.
I know how you feel.
And luckily, as long as you don't like rip off the tags and everything, you can go return the stuff, which I did today. So that was helpful.
So then we went to Columbia yesterday morning and did a river float.
Yes.
Have you ever done the tubing?
I've
or
heard
float?
of it, but I've
You've
never
never-
done it.
Okay, well, I'm glad to know I wasn't the only person. My first time doing a river float tubing type thing was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And we did is that the Saluda River or the Congaree? Or
I'm going to say yes.
okay,
Whichever
it's-
one.
Palmetto Outdoors in Columbia has they have a website, they have a company where you can actually float down the river. They bus you to one portion of the river, put you out, and you float down right through the main part of Columbia. It's really, really nice. We did it 2 years ago, thoroughly enjoyed it with some friends. It is a blast to take. I think there's been like 6 of us.
Mhm.
We secure the inner tubes together so that
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
kind of stays together.
And then
a-
we have a tube in the middle with all of our supplies because you got to have supplies.
You got to have,
Yeah.
you've got a cooler in the center with, beverages and snacks. And somebody always has a speaker with, music going. A lot of fun. I mean, we thoroughly enjoyed it. So whenever we had the opportunity, we did not last year. We were just too busy. We couldn't schedule it. So this year we scheduled it. We were going to do it ourselves. We were like, okay, why pay? You have to rent their tubes.
Yeah, the first time they let us bring our own tubes, which Lori and Danny had bought tubes for us, and they were like, surprise, we're going to do this tomorrow. That's how it originally started
Mhm.
back 2 years ago. And then this year, we were like, all right, we got our own tubes. Lori reached out and they were like, you can't use your own tube. You have to use our tube. And I was like, what? And then they wanted to charge $40 per tube to rent their
Wow.
tubes. I'm like,
I'm
what?
in the wrong business.
Yes.
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, we are
Right?
too.
Because then they charge you also for the transport of you to take you to the thing. And I'm
Oh,
like,
of course.
well,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. Like, you're talking $100 a person to do this crap. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So Lori did some research and called them up and realized that, hey, we can put ourselves in, take 2 vehicles, drop one vehicle off at the end point. Everybody ride to the start. We get in the water, we float down, get in our vehicles. Everything's fine. We don't come
Wow.
out of
Well,
a lot of
listen,
money. That was the plan.
That was
Oh,
the
okay.
plan.
Well,
But-
that sounds great.
But just like
It-
a lot of
it
things
was.
in life, nothing works out the way
Nothing
you
works out the way
plan.
you plan it. Number one, we miscalculated the time. She was told 3 hours, and we were good with 3 hours, but no, it was like it would have been more like 7 hours. Yeah,
We miscalculated the start point versus the end point.
Yeah.
She was told to start at one point and that it would end where we thought we ended before. That's a different tour, apparently.
Yeah.
The
we
end
went on
point
the
for
really
us-
long tour yesterday.
Yeah, the end point for us was a few miles away, and at the slow float speed that we were going, it was going to take about 7 or 8 hours to get
so
done.
how long did it take y'all?
Actually, oh gosh,
At about hour 3.5 or 4, people started panicking and
Yeah.
looking on their phones and going, "Where can we get off and like call an Uber? We
yeah,
gotta
I
make."
would be
we gotta get
freaking
off
out.
the
yes,
water.
and the reason we normally we would not be under a time crunch, but one of the couples we were with wanted to get back to Florence to go to the Flamingos game.
Oh, yeah.
So they wanted to go. They had tickets to go to the ball game. We did not think. We thought it was going to be 3-hour floating. Drive over there, drive back. They could make the 7 o'clock game with no problem. Well, at about 4 o'clock, or maybe it was more like we'd been floating for 3 hours, and we were nowhere near where we.
Yeah, suddenly people are pulling out their phones and going, "Oh, we're a long way away.
Like,
this is
not
gonna
just-
work out."
Not just. We were a long way. The water
Yeah.
was very, very cold, way colder than I would have thought it would have been. But we did not have a paddle. So
Yeah.
we had a blast just making jokes about what we were going to do because we had been snacking on food all day and everybody's like, okay, we got to start rationing out the food.
Did y'all see snakes?
No, yes, but that
saw-
was
we
not
saw
in
one
the
when
water.
we got out.
Okay.
We saw one where we got out, but we also got out in a place that's not really it's not like well traveled.
Right.
We didn't, all of us didn't see it. Thank goodness. Only some of us saw it slither across the path.
My wife would have deafened it. As soon
Oh,
as she-
yes.
Yeah, that's like my biggest
Yeah.
thing
It is
about
me
stuff like
too.
that is the
Needless-
wildlife.
Yes. And we had to walk back and forth on that path to, number one, get an Uber. Thank God for Uber. I mean, we would have been completely just
Yeah, it was a long way to
was
get
a-
back to the it was a 10-minute drive to get back to our truck. And then we had to come back and get them and then go back and take we had to rent a tube because one of the tubes didn't make
Dang,
it.
y'all
Yeah,
did
we-
a lot
we
of
had-
transporting.
yes, and we
Yeah.
had quite an adventure yesterday because
Yeah.
two of the tubes sprung leaks. Thank
Yeah.
goodness we had
While we
the-
were on the water, two
Yes.
of them decided to start going flat. So we were constantly repumping two of the
we did bring the air pump, a little small hand
So we
air
all got to
pump.
work out.
It sounds like it.
Then we had to paddle literally with our hands.
Yeah.
The water was so cold that we had to take turns. Yeah, it was.
We all
We laughed.
we
I
all
mean,
kept reapplying suntan lotion because we're burning up on the water because there's no clouds. It's like, golly,
yeah, it was
is
hot
hot.
yesterday.
We kept
not,
reapplying,
yeah,
but then when we got home and took a shower, like both of us, where we had our arms like rowing, all this had rubbed the suntan lotion off, so we were burnt right here. Like, how did I get burnt under my arms? This is ridiculous, Yeah. Oh, it was an
oh
adventure.
gosh, we never have a dull moment.
Y'all
and-
really don't. I
No,
don't
we
think.
don't. We don't.
Well, I mean, every time we get caught doing something, I keep thinking this is the part of life you're supposed to like enjoy. The part that you're like freaking out about. This is life. This is hey, let's enjoy this moment. Let's kind of take it in. And I think a lot of people miss that. They just get so wrapped up in oh no, this didn't work out. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but now we got a story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we're pretty chill during the week.
Yeah.
The two of us are. I mean, we work.
Very routine.
Yeah, we are. We work. Yeah, we both work a lot, are very hard at work. By the time we come home, we do our dinner. I usually go to the gym and I'm in bed by 8. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm either, I'm reading,
Yeah.
TikToking, but that is my chill time. And I'm very routine Sunday through Thursday.
I feel
But,
like I am too.
Yeah, I try to, or either Sunday late afternoon. I mean, I try hard to start winding down then because, I like to focus on what needs to be done for the week. Now, the weekend, we didn't get home, like I say, till 10 o'clock. Both of us had gotten up at 5:30
Oh my
Friday
gosh.
morning, didn't get home till 10 o'clock Friday night. We left here yesterday morning at 9:30, didn't get back till 8. So,
Yeah, when we got back, I was telling her, I said, I need to cut the grass. She was like,
so he goes out and
Now?
cuts
And I
the
said,
grass. Yeah.
if I don't do it now, like when am I going to have time tomorrow? Because we had a whole bunch of stuff we
What
had to do
time
today.
did you cut grass?
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I cut grass until
Okay.
I couldn't see. And I thought, well, that's close enough. I'll get out tomorrow morning and weed eat. So I got up this morning at 7 and got out there and started weed eating.
I admire your dedication to your
had to.
grass.
I had to get it done. This is a big yard.
It was either that or move. I
Yeah.
mean,
So I had to weed eat and then had to run an errand and we were doing laundry and then we just
Yeah,
had to clean
I
the
mean, I
house.
had to
just
do-
basic weekend stuff that we normally do.
Yeah.
We had
the
to kind of
weekend
squeeze
stuff
it in.
is like it's good to have a break on the weekend because you are so routine through the week. But then you're like, oh my God, I don't want to do the weekend
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah. And
I
if
don't
you
want to clean.
if there's ever like a time when you go, I'll do that next weekend, that turns into suddenly you look back and you go, holy crap, do I live like this? Well, how did I let this go? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, you don't realize how little just missing a weekend here or there of doing something adds up whenever you do
Yes.
stuff like dusting or laundry.
It makes me
or
feel
anything.
like a failure.
Yeah. I mean, we've had times.
I used to be that way, not anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
it's part of our summers are always busier than the winter months for us because we do a
You
lot
have
of
fun.
we do a lot of going with our and doing stuff with our friends. So I just kind of don't let it bother me anymore. I mean, I'll get to it when I get
I think
to it.
there was a time where we were going so much that we tend to do the sheets every weekend to kind of make sure we have a routine. And I think there was a time where we had put the sheets in the hamper and like we'll get to them next weekend. And then we swapped them out again, and we'll get them next weekend. And then it was the next weekend. And we're like, oh crap! Now we got to do three sets of sheets.
Hey, that's me. But I
It's like,
will say
ah.
that their house is you could eat off the
No.
floors. So they're
wouldn't eat
doing
off
good on
this
their
floor.
weekend chores,
No,
y'all.
no,
I wouldn't eat off this floor.
well, we just have. I mean, there's nobody in here to mess it up anymore, but us. We stay gone all the time. There, maybe that's why.
Well, the house looks great.
Maybe that's
well,
why,
thank
yeah.
you. I mean, maybe it's because we just don't stay here anymore. But
Yeah.
anyway, just I don't know. Enjoy life. That's it. That's exactly
yeah, this
what.
is where
That's
you
what.
sleep and then you
Right.
go out.
Right.
We are enjoying our lives. I mean, we really are.
Yeah.
We work hard during the week, but we also play hard on the weekends.
Yeah.
And I have all intentions of continuing to do that.
So Josh always says, whenever we're doing orientation, he says, I work so that I can go on vacation with
Yes.
my wife.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I truly believe that.
Absolutely.
But that's like a great way to live.
I keep that set of pictures right there, so I can see it, because that's our trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And that was a
Oh.
really incredible trip. Because I mean, there's been a lot of my life where I've worked super hard, and I get to that moment where I'm thinking I'm not gonna be able to do this. This is too much, and then I go, I can do it a little longer.
Yeah.
Listen. I can make this happen.
I tell 'em
all I
at
need
work,
is
yeah,
to just keep going.
I work for insurance and vacation.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The insurance too. That's a good one too.
Those are the-
insurance is a big plus.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
the things that keeps me going. And speaking of our work, you are actually in HR, correct?
I am. Very exciting.
How many
HR.
years have you been in HR?
So I started in HR in 2018. So pretty much right out of college, and I've been in HR, recruiting, staffing ever since.
Have you seen a lot of changes in the last few years? So
I've-
you were actually in HR during the COVID.
Yes. So I actually worked for like a staffing agency then,
Mhm.
and I got laid off because there was nowhere to staff for. And it was a really scary time for everybody, but especially me, the person who's staffing, who suddenly doesn't have a job. And then I ended up finding another job doing recruiting and staffing too. But that time was where we saw not only the great resignation of people, but then you also couldn't find anybody to work. So it was like people weren't working, but they were also quitting because, between the shot, between the fear of COVID, I mean, and then realizing that there's more to life than work. I feel like people realized a lot. About themselves during that time,
Yeah.
mainly that they didn't want to work.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
sure.
that's actually Josh and I both. You really didn't change. I mean, you're the same company you were. I mean, you've always been with you've been with them for a while. So you went through COVID.
Soon to be 18
Yeah,
years.
you
Yeah.
went through COVID there, but you worked every day. I mean,
Well, I did have a 6-month hiatus because of
Yes,
a piece of
that's
baling
right,
wire in
that's
my
right.
eyeball. But yeah, as soon as I came back, I just picked right back up and
yeah,
kept
I want to
working.
say your company just kind of they probably experienced, I guess, maybe not as didn't need as many people,
Right.
but there was still a lot
Um,
that worked.
Well, so funny you should mention that. During that time, there was a belief that we were going to have a downturn in business, and instead we had a 38% growth that year.
Okay.
So no, there was no slowdown.
Yeah.
I don't know if you paid attention, but when I went back to work in April, from April to December, I made more money that year than I did any other year because I
Yeah.
was working so much.
The company that I worked for they continued to operate, but they did go with a lot of remote schedules.
Right. And that's one thing that I really admired about both of our companies is that the people pretty much kept their jobs.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean,
They
and
tried
that
to
says a lot
find
about
creative
organization.
things.
Yes, it does.
I like the fact that they tried to find creative things for them to do that
Right.
were in partnership with other companies. Like
Yeah.
I know there was a company that was in town close to us that they have some kind of friendship with or whatever. And they were like, you guys need help. We don't need them right now, but maybe they could work for you for a little while. And I don't know how that all worked out, but I'm glad that they were able to keep people working. during that
Yeah.
time.
It says so much about a company and how they value their people. And then
Yeah.
after COVID, I think that just feeds more into the culture
Sure.
where
Absolutely.
people want to stay because they realize they have it pretty good.
Yes.
Well, plus when you go through it's sort of like in the military when you have people that are trauma bonded.
Yeah.
They know I've been through worse and I did it with you. And I know as long as you're here with me, we can get through this, no matter
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, and there was a time when you started off in your position that things weren't going great one day and you had a little You got a little breakdown, and I was like, it's going to be okay. Trust me, we're going to get through
Which
this.
day was that? 'Cause I feel like that's every day.
There was there was a day where they moved us several times in different rooms and nothing was working, and you were having kind of a breakdown, and I was like, listen, they're not going to even remember your name next week. Don't even
Right.
worry about this. And I mean, it's you kind of realize that as you go on, that no matter how bad things get, it could always be worse.
Yeah. And then I think, especially within HR, one thing we always say is that we have to pivot. And
Yeah,
I think in everybody's job you do, but that's
sure,
something you
Yeah.
really have to.
absolutely.
I mean, but let's face it, we spend a lot of time with the people that we
Oh,
work
yeah.
with.
Yeah,
And you spend way more a, adult waking life
Yeah.
with these people than you do even at home.
hmm
So, I mean, to me, it is very important to have a good team that you feel comfortable around. And one of the things I've always put a lot of, I put a lot of stock in having somebody that I can, and our verbal word for it is throw up on.
Yes.
I mean, everybody needs that
Yeah.
work person
That just vent.
that they can count on,
Yeah.
that they can say whatever they need, whatever they need to talk about. And when they can just vent to, or like we call it, that you can just throw
Yeah.
up on, word vomit if you need to, and talk that person down off of a ledge. I mean, I have my person that, and I will tell them, okay, somebody better get up. Somebody better get up here. I am getting ready to jump.
Yeah.
This is the day that I jump. And I mean, so that means a lot. It means a lot to have good relationship with your coworkers.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I love about the company that we work for.
Mhm.
I really love the people.
Yes.
And
There's
I
a lot of
feel,
people that you can kind of have that with.
yeah.
I feel like, I mean, pretty much in any direction, you just go, can we have a real conversation just outside of this job for a second?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of people that have that ability to just go, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that makes all the difference in the world,
Yeah.
just in so many aspects of work, is if you can connect with the people.
Yes.
Because I've been places that were, pretty good company, but the people aspect was off for me.
Yeah.
But this is such a good fit.
It's
Yeah.
weird to go through. I'm sure as like whenever you're hiring people, it's kind of odd to ask them questions about why they think they should work there and all this other stuff when you're really just trying to find at the root of the problem. Are they going to be a person who shows up every day? Are they going to cause problems? Are they
Yeah.
going to, just simple things, but you can't just say these things because they're just going to give you the answer that you want and then you're
Yeah.
stuck with them. So you have to come up with like creative questions and stuff like that to find out along the way.
But
and even then, there's no telling, right?
I think I found out that people will work themselves out. So even if they get into an organization with the right answers, if they are not the kind of people that the culture attracts, they will remove themselves.
Okay.
Either by
Not showing up or
not showing up, or having a bad attitude, and they get disciplinary actions. But the people who want to be somewhere, who are the people that you want, they end up staying because they form those good relationships.
Well, I guess it's kind of like anything you want in life. If you put effort to it, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And
It's
if
what
you
you put
don't want to
into
be
it.
in a situation, you're going to find a way to not be in a situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
Are
maybe
there,
that's the key.
and I don't know because I'm not in HR. I've been a business owner before, but we didn't have an HR
Mhm.
department. I mean, this was years ago. And do some people interview well, and then once they come to work, you realize that they're not a good fit?
I think so. I mean, I guess that's a personal, thing, but
You don't interview as much in
I
your
don't interview
position.
as much. But there are people that I know have interviewed really well at different jobs that I've been at, and whenever they come in, it's kind of like a different vibe from them, and
Right.
it's almost like, yeah, their resume is good, but their interaction with the people is
Mhm.
off.
hmm
And I think that is somebody can be great on paper, like going to school, you can have all of the things that you need to have, but you can't teach soft skills.
Right. And plus too, I mean, I see people that come in all the time to interview where
Mhm.
I'm at, because I'm in the very first point of entry to the
Mhm.
office. My job happens to be at the very front of the office. I mean, so that's where I'm at. So I see those people while they sit there and wait for their time to interview.
That is so
I
nerve-wracking.
mean, and I'm sure, and the company that I work for, I'm not sure how y'all's company does it. Our company does it a little bit different in the sense that we do a panel.
Right.
And that panel is never less than 4 people.
Right.
When you walk, and I remember walking in there and interviewing for the first time because I started there in 21, and me being the age I was, I mean, I've not had a lot of jobs, which I mean, I take that as a plus
Yeah.
in the fact that I've held my jobs.
Right.
I'm loyal. And the reason I've left the last few jobs is because of restructuring that had nothing to do with me. It was the company's changing,
Right.
doing away with people. But so I walked in there, and as somebody who was a little bit older, had the work experience, confident, knew that I could do the job that I was applying for. When you sit down in front of 4 people,
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit intimidating. So, I mean, I could see where some interviews, would be difficult, or how some people wouldn't interview well, but would or could be the right fit for the job.
Right. Because I know now they're doing a lot of behavioral based interview questions. So, like, what would you do
Yes.
if? And I mean, even for me, I think that's hard to think of on the spot of a good answer and a realistic answer.
Right.
So, I definitely, for me, I don't think that interviews are all that. There's more
Right.
to, can this person be an asset to our company?
Yeah.
Than that initial interview. And that's why you need to interview, I think, a few times.
Yes. Now, so that's another thing our company does. They rarely ever do just one round.
Right.
It's usually it's always a panel. I don't know if I don't understand HR laws or anything like that, but I've taken the training for it.
Right.
It just so happens that the job I'm at, I don't really get a lot of, when we do interviews, it's usually a whole day.
Right.
You spend that whole day on that panel interviewing people, and that's a whole day of your job that's not getting done that you normally do. So I've not done any panel interviews yet. I have the training, but I could see where that would be very intimidating, but also too, you needed to go the next round, and the next round's usually different people.
Right. And you want to make sure you have that diverse group of interviewers, so you have different perspectives, and that they can speak to how they are looking for this person to help their specific department or whatever. So I get the concept behind it, but it's, as a human, it's scary.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they do that for higher level positions, but maybe not for entry level positions.
They do it more, at least in our company that I've seen, and at other companies I've been with. It's more salaried positions.
Okay.
Entry level is normally like one interview or two, sometimes, just depending. But the higher level positions, you really want to get buy-in from everybody, I think, to say, okay, this is who we want to waste, not waste, but put our money towards.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and it is an investment.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
It is definitely an investment.
I mean, because you got to figure all of the cost of having somebody onboarded. You're including several people's salaries just for them to do that. Then you have a training aspect of it. And then you have a time period where you already kind of budget the fact that they're going to make mistakes along the way. And I mean, yeah, it's pretty pricey to go through new people. And so you're always looking for a way to kind of make that better. It's funny you should mention the panel thing. My first job when I got out of the military was at Budweiser, and they had a panel of 7 people that would interview you. And
that's really intimidating.
Yes, especially like being, 20, I think I was 24 at the time.
Yeah.
But their idea was you're going to be in front of customers, and sometimes they're not going to be happy, and they're going to ask you a lot of questions. You got to think on the fly. And they kind of want to see, if we ask you questions from different ways, how are you going to answer it? Like, they want to see if you're going to be freaking out or be like, I ain't doing this crap, or what. They're just trying to test you to see if you're willing to kind of listen and respond. And I thought that was pretty interesting for a place that doesn't pay well. So,
well, yeah. I mean, and also too, I don't know if I would be. I mean, I remember my interview with the job I've got now. I mean, there was a few questions where, I mean, I felt like I had hesitated too long before I started answering. But my thought process was, I want to, they are hitting you with these things on the fly. So you really have to think, tell me a time when,
what if that's never happened to you?
Well, I mean, tell me, how, these questions they come up with, tell me a time when you had to do this. And I mean, in order to be able to give like a good, honest response, you kind of got to think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I hear I see the people like before the interview, and they'll, they come in, they sign in, and they sit down, and you can just
They're nervous.
tell that
Yeah.
they are nervous. And one of the things I always do is I always ask them, speak to them, ask them, where you're from or where you live. And because where I work is kind of out a little
Right.
bit. So people are from a little bit different areas like Florence versus Hartsville or Darlington.
Right.
And I will ask, and I will ask, are you nervous? And they always say yes. And I will always tell them, just relax. They are, it's easier than you think.
Yeah. And I mean, I know whenever you don't have a job and you're doing an interview, like you have a lot riding on
Right.
that.
Oh yeah.
That was the scariest interview of my life whenever I didn't have a job
Right.
and I needed that job. And they're asking me these hard questions. And I've actually, during interviews that I've done, like for myself, I have told them, like, can we come back to this question? And they have. And I was actually offered a job at one of the places where I was like, can we come back to this?
Yeah.
Because that's understandable,
Right. Well, like I
Mhm.
said, they're hitting you with questions on the
Yeah.
fly. If you had those questions before you walked in the room,
Yeah.
it'd be
You
different.
could prepare.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And like I say, I guess that's why most companies nowadays have gone to that type
Mhm.
of interview process. And I'm sure, well, like I say, I've been through the training. A lot of it has to do with making sure that everybody's covered,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're being,
that you're being fair, that you're being
Yeah.
honest, that, when you have more than just the person interviewing and the interviewer, there is no, well, why did you ask me that question? I mean, you've got a group of people
Right.
sitting there. Now, do you know, does your company do like a worksheet that has the questions that need to be asked or is going to be asked?
Yeah, so we do the interview guides,
Okay.
and that's a good practice for companies to have.
Yes.
Because if there was ever any question about, oh, why didn't you hire this candidate? You could go straight back and say, well, on this question, they didn't answer the way our company values
Right.
would have wanted them to. So that's a good way to cover your business, is having those interview guides.
Yes, I think so too. And like I
I
said,
hope you're all listening to me out
Yeah.
there.
Well, like I
Yeah.
say, I've been
That way
through
you stay on task and you don't forget anything.
Yeah. most. So do you work with people usually after they've been hired, like
Yeah.
because I know Josh does a lot of
Yeah.
onboarding.
She has to
not-
field all the phone calls of them going, I don't know when I can make it.
The workforce these days is truly different.
I was going to ask. Okay, what would be the most
Mm.
challenging thing you do in your job?
I think for me personally, and I told somebody this the other day, I am not I don't think I'm a very good teacher sometimes if it's something that, like technology, if somebody is having trouble, because everything is technology driven now. So,
right.
You're onboarding, all that. If somebody's having trouble with that kind of thing and I can't see it, I can't see what they're doing because they're on the other end of the phone and they're like,
Mhm.
oh, I can't log in. I get really frustrated.
Right.
Because it's just easier for me to just do it for you, but
Mhm.
I'm not there, so I can't do it for you, and I don't know what you're talking about. So that's the hardest part for me, because everything is on the computer,
Right.
Yeah.
and
And
I
I've-
get it, but
And like, I mean, there is a program that we use that's a little complicated for folks to sign into. And I will say that phone number that they have is very helpful. They will walk them through every step. They somehow have the ability to know exactly what they're doing and go, do this, now do that. And I've seen it happen with some of the more technology challenged people get through.
Yeah.
See how I phrased that?
well,
I did
that
that.
was very good.
I didn't say the bad words.
But I mean, it is hard whenever you are new to a company, like you're about to be hired, you're trying to do all this paperwork for them, you're overwhelmed by the amount of paperwork. Like, I
Yes.
totally get it. And it's technology, and technology can be stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
get
technology
it.
sometimes can just act up.
Yeah, it can.
Like the other day, I had two people that their tablets just kept resetting as they were in the middle of doing something, and I was
And-
like, "Well, I'm sorry."
And it's like, especially in those moments, I get frustrated because I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
know what's going on with the technology. I don't know how to help them. And that's
Yeah.
basically all I want to do is help them
Yeah.
get through it. But it can be hard. You know?
So I got a question. I sent you a TikTok of a lady who works in
Yes,
HR.
I watched it.
I love her channel because everything is like, okay, so this is what I learned, and I'm like, oh, this is hilarious because this is kind of what you and I talked about how sometimes people tell you the craziest stuff, and you're like, where? Like, I got to share this with somebody because I'm sure other people have seen this too. And this lady's kind of figured out how to do that. And That may be an idea for your next YouTube thing or your
Yeah.
next TikTok or
Because I
whatever.
want to be y'all. I want to have a little podcast and
Yeah.
talk.
She was like, I want to be on the podcast. I was like, what do you talk about? She goes, I don't know. I'm a star
I
though.
will talk about anything. We could talk about
Hey,
anything you want to.
Do
I was
we
like-
we talk about anything?
When she asked me, she was like, what are you gonna do a podcast about? I was like, I don't know, stuff I heard. She was like, that's the title. I go, what? She
Yeah.
goes, that's the title. I was like,
I love it. And
Okay.
my mom yesterday, she was like, "Can I subscribe?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Of
yeah,
course
of
you
course
can
you can.
subscribe."
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, look, we might have one more listener.
So
We might
yeah,
have
you're gonna have
another
another listener.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I know we got two. We've got my
We wanted to.
we've got Josh's mom and our
I
daughter.
just get comments all the time from my mom and from our daughter-in-law. They're always letting me know stuff about it, and I'm like, okay, thanks for the feedback.
The support is great from family.
But
You
It
gotta
is,
have it.
and I hear.
I kind of feel like they're obligated.
And I've had drivers that listen. They'll tell me sometimes like, I heard that thing you said. That was funny.
Well, you have such a good podcast in that you can really go in whatever direction you want.
Well, yeah, but it
That's
was
awesome.
But it was literally just like you said out loud. I think I want to do this. I had no plan. Like I think I was sitting with you on the couch and I was like, I got to get smarter. Like I got to make my brain work better because I got to figure this out. And you were like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I can't describe it. I can't describe it, but I got to do it. And then ta-da.
And
Yeah.
ta-da, here we
Ta-da.
are.
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't know. It's every once in a while.
It is challenging, right?
It is. I mean, I don't really know why all of a sudden I had done one or two here and there with Josh over the years,
Well, because you're good at it.
and then I had done a few with one or two with girlfriends,
Mhm.
and we actually called it
Stuff she said.
stuff she said. And
I
we,
love
we
that.
only did one or two. We didn't do.
No, y'all did like 4.
Well, maybe
I've got a whole thing on YouTube.
But then
You can go on YouTube, by the way, and look at the playlist, and you'll see stuff. she
here
heard
just
episodes.
recently I've started doing them with him more, and then there's times when I sit right here and we finish and I'm like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's other times when I was like, okay, that was pretty.
Listen, this is
good.
519 episodes. Not all of them are winners.
And y'all have good podcast voices. Has anybody ever told you that? They're both very good
Well,
for like
part of
this
it's the
kind of media.
I guess part of it is the equipment. Also, like if you don't hear yourself, you don't know if you're talking into the microphone correctly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget that, and they just sit in their room with a microphone and they talk, and then you're like, I can't hear what they're saying. And audio matters. Like if you don't have it sounding right, people don't want to listen. They'll check out in a heartbeat.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have
I'm one of those
options.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has options. I mean, there was it. Well, in the beginning, I had a USB mic, and the plug-in was making a weird hissing noise. And she was like, "You got to change that." That's
Trust me, Josh does not listen to these. I listen to every one of them.
I can't
because-
hear myself over and over again.
Because there's times I usually listen to I have several that I subscribe to that are my own interest, doesn't have anything to do with his interest, because he doesn't care to listen to my
Right.
podcast. I don't care to listen to the ones that he subscribes
Yeah.
to. But I listen to this one, and there'll be times that I'll text him. I listen to him in the mornings when I'm getting dressed. I just turn it on in the bathroom while I'm putting on makeup, doing my hair. And then I listen to him sometimes on my drive back and forth to
Mhm.
work. And I will text him every once in a while. And I'll be like, hey, that did not sound good at all. We've got to do something different.
You got to change something. Something ain't right.
And he
Yeah.
never, I mean, like I say, he doesn't listen to them. So he's like never really has any criticism as far as what he thinks needs to be changed. But
No, I mean, but also I listen to my own voice in my head all day. So the last thing I want to
well.
do is listen to it again.
Listen,
There-
I think my voice is cringy, but I am definitely going to listen to this one. So
Yeah.
shout out to future me.
Actually-
listening to this.
Future you's probably listening right now, and you're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm on there."
no, actually, you will be, you will like it better than you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way to start off with. Now I find myself listening to them thinking, okay, I think we made this comment on a podcast. You do pick up on things that you need to change
Right.
about how you speak.
Right.
Right.
You don't realize how many times you say that used to be something that I said all the time. I picked up on it on a podcast.
Yeah,
And I
like
was
a
like-
comma in your thought.
And I was like, I have got to stop doing that.
Mhm.
It doesn't sound good. And you don't hear yourself like that.
And honestly, doing this has helped me do public speaking whenever we're doing stuff at work. Because if I'm in front of them, I've practiced enough speaking out loud where now it's not intimidating.
Oh,
to-
I tell
to
him
talk.
he loves to talk.
But he is good at it.
He loves to
I
talk.
can manage a room. Let me tell
He
you.
Like-
loves to talk. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that he is in the perfect job
Oh,
for
he's
him
great at what he
for him.
does. Yeah.
Because to me, whenever you're going through orientation at a company or you're in meetings, the worst thing is to have a boring speaker.
Yeah.
But now he comes by it honest. His
Is a
mom
natural
is
speaker.
a natural speaker.
Yep.
She is amazing. Not only do I think that because she's my mother-in-law and I've listened to her, but there are a lot of pharmaceutical companies and different types of
There's organizations that
that
ask her to come speak on behalf
in the
of
medical field that
things
she has been.
That's
does.
awesome.
Oh yeah, she is great. So it's in his genes, most definitely.
Well, you do a good job at it, Josh. And I know that during orientation, for us at least, is so boring, in
Well,
my opinion.
It's a
well, it's because
lot
you
of-
hear you hear the information over and over.
Yeah.
well, also like a large part of what she does is an information dump. She just has to give people a lot of
Yeah.
information, and it gets taxing to just talk and talk
Yeah.
and talk and talk and talk. And like I look for moments for you to have a moment where you're like, I need to take a drink of water or something, and I'll like interject and talk some because I'm like,
Yeah.
I can see
Josh
you like
saves me
losing your
sometimes.
voice, and I'm like, okay, here's a part, or if the room is sort of getting a little wild,
Hmm.
I'm like, hey guys, and I want to get them focused back on what the task is, but sometimes that's just interjecting a little bit and getting their attention. But I heard it said one time, I think it was a Disney podcast. I think it might have been your Disney podcast, where it said that information, like your brain is wired to hear information from a female voice, but direction from a male voice. That's why when you go to Disney, they'll say the next concourse is blah, 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 and it's a female voice. And then when the doors open, stand away from the door. Like it's a,
Yeah.
That makes
I was
sense.
like, I had no idea that was a thing, but like if you think about it subconsciously, it kind of is wired in your brain that way. So
I
like
can see that.
I figure while you're up there giving information, once in a while when they get rowdy, I can be like, hey guys, pay attention. We're doing a thing
Yeah.
here, and get them kind of reined back in. And I think that duality sort of wakes them up and keeps them paying attention a little more.
And it really depends on the employee, I
Mhm.
guess, as a person. Like
Yes.
whenever I go to a new job, or if I started a new job tomorrow, I would be all about orientation because I want to know everything. I need to know all my benefits. I need to know
Yeah.
because I'm in charge of me and I gotta get this. But some people don't have that drive in them.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it's really boring to them. But I'm like, hey, you're getting paid.
Well,
so just
Yeah.
pretend to
Right.
listen to me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in almost every group, we have at least one person that could just fall asleep doing whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a little unnerving, especially when you're trying to get their attention and give them information, and they seem like they're already checked out.
But a lot of people I know are more hands-on. So sitting and
Mhm.
listening to a lot of information
yeah.
is really boring to them. And
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think about the fact that in my job, I've done a lot of different meetings as far as going and sitting in a classroom type
Mhm.
environment. I still to this day, matter of fact, I'm going Tuesday. I'll be gone for a couple days for that. And I do that a couple times a year. And I do know there are some people that are meant to be speakers,
yeah.
and then there's some that aren't. And to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
the ones that
Yeah.
are the best are the ones that don't just drone on and on and on with the information. They break it up with a video about this
or an anecdote or a joke or
right,
something.
and they make it you try to tailor it to make it more personal. If you
Yeah.
make it personal, then people tend to relate
Well,
to
you
it.
know why that is, right? Because your memories are tied into emotions.
Well, yeah,
and you want people to remember some of the stuff. So you try to trigger something in them that's going to trigger an emotion, whether it's happy, sad, angry, pissed off, whatever it is. You want to find some way. And if you can personalize it, then they can picture themselves in that scenario, and maybe they'll remember some of that crap.
yeah. I mean, they're
That's kinda
still
why.
going to have people that don't, like you said,
Yeah.
they just,
Yeah.
and you don't, and you and I can't fathom why you would not pay attention to your benefit.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of benefits?
And I'm stuck on the idea that like the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And
Mhm.
so, like you said, when they come in to do orientation and they just seem like they're checked out, I'm like, why are you even here?
And I know there's different types of learners, and I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So especially with adult
Or
learners,
they're already trained to be on third shift and they're here for first shift for orientation.
Yeah.
And maybe they're just tired because they're used to working at night. I mean,
there's
I get
a lot
that.
of different factors to it for sure.
But there's been a lot. I'm like, why are you even here? Why don't you just get up and leave?
But for me, during orientation, I'm like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like tell me everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way.
Like let me ask all the questions.
Right.
So, but I understand for some people, just get me to the physical part of the job. Let's do it. Let's get money. Let's go home.
I'm kind of curious. What is some of the craziest stuff that you've heard for why people can't show up? Because I know you've heard some crazy stuff like uh I don't have my car because it got stolen last night, or I just don't see myself working there, even though they've applied and everything.
Yeah,
Have you heard anything that stands out in your mind
Do
as
you have
like,
people quit before they get started? I mean, like are
Mm.
hired and then they don't show up, or
oh yeah,
yes, we do have, and at every job I've ever had, we've had no call, no shows to
okay.
orientation, which is kind of crazy to me.
I don't think that happens where I work.
I'm sure. Well,
I mean,
y'all's pool is a lot different than
yes,
ours,
yeah, it is. Plus, I work for a very small division. I
right?
mean, there's only 58 probably at max for us,
Yeah.
and I've only been there not quite five. It'll be 5 years soon, and nobody, one person has quit in 5 years.
Oh wow.
Where
Well,
I'm
that's
at.
that's
I
great.
mean, so I mean that to me that says a lot about the company, but I don't I don't know that anybody's not shown up.
It's always kind of weird because Josh and I will be like, we have the list of people who are supposed to be there,
and the
and
time
then
they should be there by.
and the time you should be there, and then it'll be like 2 minutes till.
We'll be standing in the lobby going, "What time we got?" They're not going to make it, are they?
So either it's like they don't show up, or they show up really late, and then you're confused, and you're like, why?
Why can't I go ahead and start now?
And then they're
Well, because it
confused.
started 2 hours ago.
Yeah, so it's very, because you have to be realistic in that the world doesn't just revolve around you.
Right. God, I couldn't even remotely
And
imagine.
she said the world doesn't revolve around. I know that's
No.
hard to hear.
Hey.
It does around me in this house.
We've had
That's
a
right.
we've had a joke that she's kind of in this Goldilocks phase, and
Yeah.
it's partially my fault because I've kind of helped sort of manufacture this. Oh, I'll fix
Goals.
that. I'll
That
fix
is
that.
goals.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I need this fixed. Oh, I'll fix that. Yeah. And
Yeah. But
this is too hard. This is too
I
soft.
can't even remotely fathom somebody applying for a job, getting said job,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then showing up 2 hours late to orientation. Now, don't
Right.
get me wrong. If something
Life happens.
right, I mean,
Mhm.
life happens in the sense that not I needed I didn't have a ride. I mean, you would think you would have prearranged that.
Right.
Life happens in the sense that I can't be there because I'm at the ER with my husband as we
Right.
speak. He's having, what kidney stones.
I think
Yeah.
the most
I
common
mean-
thing that we hear is I don't have two proofs of ID, right?
Yeah. A lot of times people just can't read. Well, they can read, but they don't read
They
the
don't read.
instructions, or they are so tuned into what time to be there that they forget everything else that you say.
Yeah.
So if you say bring 2 forms of ID,
Mhm.
and then they show up and they only have one, and they're like, what are you talking about? No, we got to have two, like we said, like we put in the email, all that. And it's just a complete surprise.
Hmm.
So I do have to send people home for that sometimes, because you don't
Have
want
we
to be
ever-
started until you're fully ready.
Right.
You
I
know?
can't remember, but have we ever had anybody show up that was dressed inappropriately? We had to send them home.
No, not people for orientation,
Okay.
which is good.
Because the lady on the TikTok was talking about people showing up inappropriately for job interviews, and I was like, "Ooh, that's not great."
Well, we have had, we do hiring events at
Mhm.
our company to help fill the more high turnover roles.
Mhm.
And a lot of times people will come to those hiring events completely unprepared, whether it be open-toed shoes going into a manufacturing warehouse
Mhm.
environment, or they have
Pajamas.
pajamas, or they have their kid with them.
So
Yeah.
when you say hiring event, that is on site?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do them on site, and it's basically a mass interview where we're having a lot of people come in at once, showing them different things about the job scene, if it's what they envisioned it to be, and if it is, we'll go
Oh.
from there.
See, I don't think at the company I work for does that. We do what we call
Different hiring pool.
You do the pools, right?
yeah, we do the pools. But we do when we do I wouldn't say hiring events. We do job fairs
Right.
in the sense that we'll go to like Coker College,
Yeah.
or we do participate in those.
And you do that too, right?
Yeah, I've seen y'all at a few of them. It's a good place to go to get your name out there and to get
Yes.
that community involvement, so that people do want to join your company because they've seen you and they can associate you with, oh yeah, I remember those people
Yeah.
and what they do, and I like that, and I want to be a part
And
of that.
sometimes your liberal arts degree won't actually pay any bills and you need to get a real job.
And I think that ties back into why people are the way they are at the start of a job. Because for me and y'all, like, we have real bills
Mhm.
that are really having to get paid every month. And if I don't do it, if y'all don't do it, nobody's gonna do it.
Right.
Right.
And I think it kind of depends on what
Part of being an
your
adult.
what your background is. Like, what is your family life like?
Right.
All
Yeah.
those things factor into it. Because if I lived with my mama and daddy, I might not show up to orientation either. But I don't.
Very true.
So I have to.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Yeah.
it scares me to think that I would be late to orientation. That's scary to me.
It is to me too. I mean, it's not something that
Well,
I would.
I always look at it like a courtesy. Like people are depending on you to be there at a certain time because they've set up their time to meet you.
Right.
Go that extra effort and be early.
That's one thing
You
I
know?
don't like in general is whenever people just assume that your time isn't as valuable
Right.
as theirs.
Yes.
Yeah.
In every
Yeah.
sense of everything. Because I think it should be just a professional courtesy.
Well, that's across the
yeah.
board, whether it has to do with the job or with, I mean,
Yeah.
even in public, like going out to eat somewhere and your server just has no idea about your being there. And
Yeah.
you're like, hey, I'm here to spend money for an experience. How about at least do your part and show up and ask me if I would
Or if
like
you
something
have
to
an
drink or
appointment
something.
at the bank
Yeah.
Yes.
or something. It's
Right.
like, my time is valuable too. And I hate
Mhm.
whenever you assume that it's not, because I have a lot of stuff I'm not doing because I have an appointment.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
just like even doctor's offices,
Oh my gosh.
dentist offices. And I deal with appointment times all day, every day. And when somebody comes to me and says, hey, I didn't schedule, can you put me on the schedule? And I'm like, I can do my best to work you in.
Right.
But in the future, you need to schedule your pickup, delivery, whatever appointment it is, because I'm in logistics, because it is not fair. And I will say this in emails and on the phone. I will do my best, but I'm letting you know up front, I'm working you in. So your driver may
I think
have
that's
to,
very nice.
they
I'll
may
do
have-
my best.
they may have to wait. And in the future, I would appreciate it if you booked your appointment like you're asked to, because it's not fair to the people that has booked their appointments.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like it's wrong to point those things out to people.
It
Yeah.
goes back to being a good human.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to be mindful and selfless and just a
Well, I
good
mean, and-
person.
I like I say, I just don't think there's, and you know, some of them at work will say, don't mess with Mr. D. Mr. D will get you. I mean, it's because it wastes my time for me to have to stop
Right.
and have that conversation with somebody. You were asked to do this, you didn't. I'm going to do my best to work you in now, but in the future, I would appreciate it if you would.
And that's nice of you, because there can be people who are like, you didn't follow the rules, and I'm not going to bend over backwards
Right.
to accommodate you.
Mm.
So that says a lot about the kind of employee that you are. So that's
Yeah.
good. And that's the kind of people that companies should want to have working for them.
Well, like I say, that's what you get. I will do my best sometimes, but I will also let you know that you've been told, you've been asked.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, I didn't know," or
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm
Nobody
gonna-
knows anything.
Yeah, I will tell you, especially when it comes to what I need from you, as far as if you want to do business with us. This is what I need from you, and if you if you do this, then we will work with you.
Yeah.
If not, then I can find somebody else. I mean,
Amen.
I mean, sometimes you just have to be that cut and dry with it. But when you're up there shaking your head like,
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't have anything to interject here.
Yeah.
I'm just like back and forth, like watching a tennis match.
Yeah. We are having great conversations.
I know. This is great.
Told you we'd be stars.
Okay. So I got a question.
Okay.
You wanted to start your own thing. Do you have any idea what you'd want to talk about if
Oh
you were
my
going to do your own thing?
I have so many weird interests. I really don't know what it would be. I would want it to be something that would be a blank canvas where I could talk about different things
Okay.
at any given time, because I love murder document or podcasts, but I also love
I'm glad she said that last part.
yeah, I love murder.
Anyone who stopped it
podcasts.
right there with, I like murder, click. I'm like, what? What? She said.
Yeah, podcasts, but then I also like lifestyle self-help podcasts. So I would want something that I could go back and forth on different things about. I don't want to
Yeah.
be tied down to anything. I'm
I,
scared
Well,
of
I felt the
commitment.
same way. I didn't want to just pigeonhole myself to talk about one
Right.
thing.
I don't think you do.
I don't on purpose.
And that is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I love that.
But it also means that I have a hard time finding an audience because then they're like, well, I like it when he talks about this, but not about that.
But then, like for me, I'll go on Spotify or whatever, and
You could just look up interests and
yeah,
find
and I'll
people.
just type
Yeah.
in dinosaurs, and it will pop up with all these things about dinosaurs, and I'll pick which one I want.
Right.
Mhm.
And so, whatever you're talking about, people can find you that way by that special interest of their of the day.
Speaking of special interests, you made a comment the other day that your dream job was.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about. So, what's your dream
my
job?
dream job. I'm obsessed with QVC.
QVC.
And people say I'm like an 80-year-old woman trapped in a 30-year-old's body, which is fine with me. I watch QVC all day long whenever I'm at home. And my dream job would be a QVC host.
Oh,
I asked her
okay.
what her favorite TV show was. I said, "What do you watch the most?" She's like, "QVC," like all the time. I was like, "What?"
Like I have a QVC credit card. I am a faithful viewer of them, and I love what they do.
I don't know that I've ever like viewed consistently QVC.
People
Not
sleep on
consistently, but
QVC.
you've
I
bought
love,
things from QVC.
most definitely. If I'm shopping for an item, let's just say, for instance, I'm shopping for a Barefoot Dreams blanket.
Oh yes, yes.
I will check multiple websites, including the actual brand of whatever it is I'm shopping for, whether it's a Dooney and Burke pocketbook or it's a Barefoot Dreams blanket or sweater. I will check that one website of the brand, and then I will check, of course, like Amazon.
Right.
But QVC is always in my
They are.
top
So yeah, y'all
of who-
need to.
because I love those easy pays.
I know, me too. That's another great
Ye-
thing about QVC. So QVC, if you're listening, I take this as my application. I will move to Pennsylvania for you.
See, she even knows where they're at.
Yes, they are in Pennsylvania, and I will move there.
Oh, she even knows where they're
Done
at.
deal.
And you want to be a host, though, right?
Yeah, I need to be a host. I need to be selling the product, and I think that will be easy because I think every product that you have is cool.
Okay.
They were selling box cutters yesterday. I wanted the box cutters. Do I need box cutters? No, but I
is
wanted
too
them
cool.
because
That would
they
be
made
a,
it
that would
sound
be a
good.
cool job. That would be a cool job.
Think of all the stuff
Yeah.
you could try out.
I'm not kidding you. Yeah.
Plus, you get to meet celebrities because they come on once
Yeah,
in a
they
while
do.
to try to.
I think
push
Kevin
their
Hart was
stuff.
on there one time.
Of course, he had his shorts or whatever that he was selling. Those
think-
athletic short things.
Yeah, it was something
Athletic wear.
athletic-y.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love it just for the Dooney and Burke pocketbooks
And the Barefoot Dreams.
Barefoot Dreams.
You think they have to have a perk, right?
Oh,
Like,
it
is
has
there any way I
to.
can get this at a discount?
I
since
mean,
work
they
here?
have all the colors right there. I mean, yeah, they.
Yeah.
I don't think they probably don't give those back. Yeah.
Yeah, they're used. So
That is-
you and
that is a
I
cool-
can go and apply together if you'd
That would
like.
be a cool. Oh, I have a dream job. Josh,
Oh,
what's your
Okay.
dream job?
Yeah, Josh, what is it?
Do you have to think about it?
I don't know.
I have a dream
I've-
job.
Here's the thing though. I've never had a dream job because I didn't think I
I've
was
never
allowed to
had-
have a dream.
I've never had.
I was always told you just gotta work, you just gotta make money. and that's
but
what I
that's
did.
not. I'm not asking what kind.
I
We're not
never-
asking what
But
kind
I've
of.
never considered a dream job.
Oh, I have it. I mean, I have my dream. I have a dream job.
What's yours?
I want to be Tinkerbell that flies from the
Oh.
castle every night.
Oh wow.
That flies
She,
on-
yeah, she
zip
did, she
lines.
did say she would pay Disney money
I
if
would
they would
pay-
let her do it.
I think you're the right size.
I've read that they pay as much as $500 a night for
That's
that
great.
person to zip line.
For $500 a night, I'll do it.
And
Yeah.
the person, it is.
Throw me out the window.
They're not saying that it is 100% a female, but 95% of the time it is a female. And there are certain qualifications as
Yeah.
far as size and weight because Tinkerbell's tiny.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if because I'm a petite 4'11" person that I think that that's my dream job, would think that that would be my dream job. I would just think that would be the coolest thing ever.
I
Would-
do think that would be cool.
And man, people wouldn't know that I'm an old person. I mean, they would not see me way up there except
Right.
for the lights.
All they're looking at
twinkle.
is the lights and the wand going like this, right?
Can you
Doesn't she wave her
imagine
wand?
how much fun
I know, that would be fun.
be to jump out of that castle and zip line down?
I think it's great that we both have very specific
Yes.
dream jobs, like very specific. And Josh, I'm sorry you can't sit with us because
I
you don't know.
I don't. I mean, so when I was a kid, I wanted to be a radio DJ.
I could so see you doing that.
Look at me now doing it.
Talking into a microphone.
Sort of, yeah. But then like, you grow up a little bit and you're like, I can't be a radio DJ. They don't make any money. They can't even pay their bills. What are you talking about? Everything's syndicated now. So you lose that dream. You're like, all right, now what? I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I never had a dream job growing up. I mean, my parents were just like, go to college, figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I got a business degree, of course, because what else do you do? But I never knew what I wanted to do. I didn't even know what HR was whenever I started HR.
What turned you towards HR?
Honestly, I have no answer to that. But whenever I got into it, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. You're dealing with people. And I love the aspect of you get to see them from orientation day to 2 years later, whenever
Yeah.
they're, doing really well in their job. And, they have a daughter and a wife, and you can ask about them. And it's your extended work family, and it
Yeah.
makes it a great place to work. And we
Yeah.
have that so well at where we work. We have a great community.
Yeah.
That's one of the
like
things
that.
I like most about mine is that I get to help them learn the things they need to know so that they can continue to take care of their families.
Yeah. And I like making them
And-
aware of stuff that they weren't aware of.
Yeah.
Whether it be the benefits or the different options we have for things, because so many people don't know. And that can be such a glimmer of hope for them. Oh my gosh, you have a scholarship program or whatever it is, because maybe they wanted their kid to go to college and they didn't think that would be realistic. And now you just opened up a door for them.
I'm sure as large as y'all's company has gotten, do you have more than one person in the HR department?
We do. We have 6.
So do you have some that concentrate on new hire versus, I mean, do you guys get like weekly, or not necessarily weekly, but do y'all get like email blast of different things that from your HR department? Hey, don't forget that we offer this. I mean, I know we only have one person.
I don't share them with you, but yeah, we get them all the
No. I'm
time.
just asking, and I know you don't need to share them
Oh,
with
you
me. I'm
mean
just saying, do you?
From above her, does she get those?
No, I'm just saying, is that something your company does?
Yeah. So we have, we do things at a corporate level where they will send out HR related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then our local HR will also send out stuff to people who have company emails. And then we use bulletin boards and TV. So we try to put a lot of stuff out there as many ways as we can so that people are aware, because a lot of times, I mean, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just making people aware of, hey, we are glad that you work here, and other than your pay, this is what we're going to offer you.
Right. So like the scholarship program, is that something
like
that when it gets close to that time, like
we're blasting that out.
We're taking applications
Mhm.
for the upcoming scholarship
Or the
program.
stock purchase program, or
Okay.
health screening. Health screening is coming up September 2nd. They send out emails for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an insurance enrollment. I'm sure
right.
y'all do.
Open
Okay.
enrollment. Yeah.
Yeah, they do email blast. I mean, like I say, we have one person that does all
Yeah.
that. But now you're also I work for a smaller division.
Right.
So I mean, 58 people, I'm sure doesn't have, number one, we're not processing people very often.
We got a little
as
more
far
than
as-
that.
Yeah. We're not processing new people often, and we're not, I mean, 50 something people don't have life-changing events
all the time. Right.
I'm sure there's multiple days that go by where nobody makes any changes like that. I'm sure y'all
Yeah.
probably just have to have one person that keeps up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, we do work in conjunction with corporate a lot for things like that, but our HR department is pretty specialized in that, some people are doing, or one person is really doing employee relations, one person's doing payroll, I'm doing the onboarding. So I think that helps keep it a little bit more organized, so
Yes.
people know who to go to for what. And then I think with HR, it's also important that everybody, all the associates, feel like no matter who they go to, like somebody in the department cares about what they're saying. And that is one thing I do like about HR, is being that person for somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that our company does a pretty good job of that. And everybody in our department was divinely placed. I think it all worked out.
Sounds like we got to keep our eye on QVC to make sure they don't have any openings.
I mean, if
'cause-
QVC calls, then I'm gone. Sorry.
I'll be like, damn it, we lost another one.
Hey, I'll send y'all some Judy and Burke boxes.
There you go. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Oh,
I hope you
goodness.
get your dream job.
Oh, me too. Fingers crossed.
But then again, stop and think about that. I mean, your dream your dream job. My dream job is probably, let's face it, it's not going to happen for me, but you
But it
could very easily be a QVC host.
We'll
I mean,
see.
There's time.
There's time.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that happening.
Mwahaha, like evil laugh.
Oh, good grief.
We would definitely have to have Liz back.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I hope
I
you
need to
come,
come back.
I hope you come back and join us again.
Did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
No,
Was there anything you were like, I want to talk about this?
no. I was just telling
First
myself, let's
time
go with the flow.
Yeah.
Let's see what comes
Podcasting.
up.
This is your first podcast?
This is my first ever podcast, and
Okay.
I'm obsessed.
Okay.
Well, I'd
This
say
is
it's
really cool.
It is cool, and actually,
Well, listen, I'm a solid Steve student, and I figured out how to do this. So,
Well,
it's
you
not
have
that
a pretty
hard.
legit setup.
It's not that hard.
It's he does. Well, he'll sit in here later and fuss with it for a little bit, but
Oh, well.
How long does it take
computer
to
stuff.
edit this kind of stuff?
Well, this is about an
Actually-
hour-long podcast. It'll take me another hour to post it
Okay,
yeah.
well that's not too bad.
because I have to run it through different things and post them in different things, and
Okay.
then I got to promote it, and about 2 hours maybe.
yeah,
Okay.
the good thing is that we try hard to steer clear. I mean, and you've had a couple times where you've had to cut things out, but
Yeah.
for the most part, he doesn't have a lot of that. So
Well, that's good.
that takes more time to do
Yeah.
that.
Sometimes you have people in roles that they are not allowed to say some things because of their position, and they openly talk about their position in their company, and then they say some stuff, and then they go, "Can you take that part out? I just realized I'm going to get in trouble if I say that." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
That's why.
So-
and as we've done this, we've kind of made it a point to steer clear of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It just makes it a little bit.
I've deleted
easier.
some because I've had people on that their job is in a position they can't talk about a lot, and then they get loose and they say stuff, and then they go, "Actually, can you just not post
Yeah.
that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, okay,
It's best to be a little
yeah."
vague.
Well, that's why I try to be as vague as possible on all these things. But also, I want to entertain people as well because I figured they came here for a reason.
Well, I will say that you are entertaining to me, and Josh is like my work brother. That could be my dad, kind of. It's a weird age.
Yeah, because
thing.
she's the same age as Draven.
Yeah.
Or Jacob,
But-
somewhere in between there.
He literally keeps me sane sometimes during the mundane orientation process. So we have this good relationship where it's like comedic relief, but also like good
Oh, yeah.
working.
Yeah.
We can get stuff done.
When things go
Yeah.
crazy, I'm like, I want to say something. I can't say anything. And I look at you and you're like,
And we can
your
just
eyes
look
are
at each
wide.
other.
And I'm like,
So having those people at work, like you said, is really
Yeah.
a blessing. And
Yes.
Josh,
I would-
you're
I
one
would-
of my blessings.
I would actually say that that would be my recommendation to anyone that's in
Yeah.
an office type environment with the same people every day is if you need to have your people.
yeah.
I mean, you need that. And if you can't find that where you're at, then you may want to try something different.
And not every
because that
company
makes
is for you.
because that makes your day in and day out job so much more
Absolutely.
enjoyable and doable work. I mean, it just makes you so much happier.
Yeah.
Are we still all aggravated at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning when the clock goes off? Oh, geez, I don't want to do this. Of course.
Yeah.
But whenever you like say everybody, you need that. I think everybody needs to have that person or a group of people where they can
Yeah.
really just they do their jobs, but yet they can have a sidebar.
They can
step
be
to the-
themselves for a
step to the
minute.
side and really be able to be honest about it.
Right.
And that I've actually with the company I'm with now, I made a comment that if it wasn't for the people, because there's days when I'm like, I'm gonna jump off the cliff, but
Right.
but the people keep me from doing
Yeah.
that. And so yeah, I would hope that everybody could find that.
Everybody definitely needs to find that because the happier you are with your work life balance and everything, the happier you're going to be, the better employee you're going to
Yes.
be. It's just beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, if anything else, going through a world pandemic kind of taught us is that sometimes you just have to roll with the punches and figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And along the way, if you don't have somebody to sort of go through it with and have real conversations, it can make that task real daunting. And,
Yeah.
and it may seem unachievable.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that you're in the mud with and you go, well, I guess we'll figure this out together, and you do, then it makes you better and stronger for it.
Yeah, and I think the company will benefit from that. And I'm just glad that I love where I work and I love the people there. And they're gonna have to kick me out, or QVC is gonna have to call me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Likewise.
That's good to know. And yes, we will do another one.
Yeah.
We can just, if you think of something that you
I
want to talk
will.
about, just jot it down in your
Oh,
notes.
I
Or if you
will.
just like, I have nothing, but I want to be
Or-
on.
yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll do something
Maybe
like
I'll
this.
be on camera one day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well,
see.
you see me, I sit over here on the side. I mean,
Well,
don't get me
Jessica
wrong. I've
wants to
done.
do the podcast too, and I was like,
oh,
this-
Jessica would be good.
this may end up being a stuff she said
Well,
podcast.
we've got we
because I can turn this room around and
yeah, we can
do the
we
whole
can do
thing
that.
differently.
Yeah, we can do that.
Again, you can see this on YouTube. Just look up the playlist stuff she heard, and you'll see it.
Yeah, it's
And
there.
it's a whole bunch
and
of
we can
episodes.
definitely do that. We'll plan.
More
plan,
to come.
We'll
More to
plan for
come.
that soon. So
Yeah,
but thank you so much for coming and
Yeah,
spending
thank
some
you.
time with
Guys.
us.
it's been
Y'all
a
are
pleasure.
awesome.
Absolutely. To everybody else out there, if you're still here, thank you for listening. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, share this with your friends, and as always, cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.